Back here on those words on a conflict that has claimed so many, Emmanuel Navon, we see again a terror attack, again victims, again mourning, the same story over and over in different form. Do you think this will change anything?
You know, we have to look at it in a wide historical perspective. This conflict has been going on for over 100 years. There have been terrorist attacks even before Israel was independent, even before Israel's existence. And every time we have those tragedies, you hear people from both sides of the political spectrum having the perfect solution to the conflict, from the right to the left, to be tougher with the army or to just start a political process. All this is easy to say, but much harder to do. And I think that on the one hand, we have to take all the measures that can be taken in order to protect lives, and then think very clearly about what can and cannot be done or should not be done politically, because we have to understand that when it comes to Hamas, for example, they will not be satisfied with any political solution. The political solution that they want, or the so-called political solution, is just the disappearance of Israel.
So what do you do when Israel is talking to the Palestinian Authority, to Mahmoud Abbas, not to Hamas, but Hamas is there, is strong, is very present in the West Bank? Which
is part of the problem, and Mahmoud Abbas knows it. Now, as we know, Hamas runs the Gaza Strip. There was a poll recently published by Najjar University that showed that if there were elections in the West Bank, most voters would neither choose Fatah, the PLO, because they think it's corrupt, but many of them wouldn't choose Hamas either, because they know exactly how Hamas is running the Gaza Strip. So I'm saying the Palestinian population realizes also in the West Bank what Hamas is about. But what I'm saying is that when we talk about a political process, we have to understand that when it comes to organizations like Hamas, they will not be satisfied by anything less than the end of Israel. And so, of course, there are people that we can talk to, but we have to know what are the political forces on the ground. And we also have to take into account the international context, which Ambassador Pasner mentioned. The fact that we have all the French initiative going on right now, that there's also the possibility that the US administration will just support a new Security Council resolution. And I think that here, Israel, without being naive or too optimistic, has to be more proactive. Again, this won't solve this 100-year conflict, but it might be time for Israel to be more proactive rather than reactive, and also to be consistent about its policy and more clear about what its policy is about. As we know, there are many voices in the government, and I think it's the responsibility of the Prime Minister to be much clearer about what Israel's endgame and policy is and is not.
Ambassador Pasner, what is your take on what Israel's